Make a Path presents Let's Talk. Mad Max Fury Road. If you haven't seen it, just go see it. This is a movie that you're going to watch on Redbox, maybe even buy it, however the hell you get it, in a yard sale, and you're going to watch it and say, I would have loved to see that in the theaters. Now, I am a little bit biased. My all-time favorite genre, ever since I was a little bitty boy, has been apocalypse movies. It doesn't even matter what started the apocalypse. Apocalypse movies number 1. Zombie apocalypse number 2. Anything below that, I kind of got to think about. But if it's an apocalypse and it looks decent, I'm there, man. Now, I'm going to stay spoiler free, and when the Blu-ray / 3D does come out, I'm going to do some in-depth videos breaking down the Blu-ray release. I don't know what's on it yet. Right now, all I know is it's going to be the 3D we're going to take a look at. Any special features or any other, add-ons they tack onto it. Special limited edition cases, things like that. So when the Blu-ray comes out, stay tuned for that. I will be going in-depth on that, because trust me, I will be buying this. One of the most amazing things about the movie is the writing. You either get it or you don't. So if you're not understanding Mad Max, you're overthinking it. It's just that simple. Now, if you're a movie lover like me, you will appreciate this. How many times do you watch a show, 10 minutes into a new show or a new movie or anything like this, you feel like you're going to suffocate because they're just jamming all the story down your throat, be it in dialogue or jump cuts or whatever. It's just spoon-feeding you to death. And sometimes I feel like the writers think they're afraid that we're too stupid to figure it out, so they spoon-feed it to us. Another very refreshing aspect of this movie is the fact that the characters, every time a character has some character development, they don't jump on a soapbox and verbalize it. Again, this ties into spoon-feeding. Characters far too often in movies and TV shows nowadays, if the character gets some development, next thing you know there's some dialogue where the character explains the development they just went through. In Mad Max, what makes this refreshing as far as the character development and us realizing the character had some development is the action is the dialogue in Mad Max when a character has gone through some development. Now, there is some dialogue, don't get me wrong, characters don't just all of a sudden turn around and do something totally different and you have to figure it out in the action. There is some dialogue for certain characters. They talk about things and it brings up an understanding of their past and their background and everything like that. But again, I don't want to go too in-depth in this one and ruin it in case you haven't seen it. Practical effects. Holy shit, do I love practical effects. There was this one point in Mad Max where there was a huge explosion and we have a very wide, faraway shot, and I'm watching this body that actually looked like a body in the air. Real weight, real gravity, real movements. It didn't have the Rubber Man effect where it was this fucking body in the air and I was like, what the shit was that? It looked like a real body. I thought maybe a stuntman had got cut loose or something and they just kept it in the film. They're like, well, fuck it, it looked good. This fucker came down and he hit the sand and I even cringed. I was like, oh, damn. I'm not going to pick apart other movies in this review, but you know what I'm talking about, where you either see, with the digital effects, you either see the Rubber Man effect, or you see loss of gravity, or maybe the characters weigh, a lot more than they should, or there's a number of different problems. It's usually the gravity thing and the Rubber Man effect, where you have the CGI. But with this, I had a hard time telling certain parts, especially, I'll put this in there, certain 3D parts, the only way they did that was with CGI. But for the most part, it's really hard picking out when those wide shots and explosions and wrecks and everything is happening. It's really hard to pick out what's going on with CGI. And I'm not talking about the storm, because I'm sure there was a mix of practical and CGI with that. I'm talking about outside the storm. Because the storm looked like there was probably more CGI in that than the other parts of the story. But don't let that fool you, because the storm was pretty fucking cool. Now, to round this out, the acting, Charlize Theron won me over. Oh man, she almost stole the show. She was able to do something that I absolutely love, and it's that acting with the eyes. You can almost at points in this movie look in her eyes and completely understand any happiness, any hope, any pain, any anger, any loss. And she's not scrunching her face, over dramatic. She's not blowing anything out of proportion as far as her body language and everything. It's her eyes. It's acting through the eyes. And she does a wonderful, fantastic job in this movie, 100%. Tom Hardy, even though he doesn't talk a lot in this movie, I do absolutely love that. It was like he kind of stayed true to the original Mad Max, and he really doesn't say much. Tom Hardy has humor when there's scenes that involve humor. But when it doesn't, it's not like a very serious part and he's cracking jokes because he's the lead, or he says something that's sarcastic or something that's smart-ass-like, and it's funny. He's funny when it's appropriate, and he's serious when it's appropriate, and he doesn't speak to just talk. This character, if he goes to do something, he goes and does it. Awesome look to the villain. I got like a Darth Vader vibe from this villain, and if you've seen this movie, let me know if you understand what I mean by that. And if you haven't seen it and you finally do see it, let me know if you get what I mean. And it's going to be like Darth Vader. Remember where he's sitting in the chair and the mask is coming down, connecting on? I got that kind of vibe. And I like the villain. The look of the villain, pretty awesome. The villain in this was actually the same actor who played the villain in the original Mad Max. Not Road Warrior. Road Warrior is part 2. A lot of people get that confused, say Road Warrior is the original, but Mad Max, it's the same actor playing the villain. I thought that was cool. Look out if you haven't seen it yet for the music box. That's another little Easter egg in there. And also the shotgun. Mad Max in the original, his trademark weapon was, I believe, a double barrel sawed-off shotgun. Again, it's been like 10 years since I've seen it. When that Blu-ray release does come, I'm going to be doing some in-depth videos on Mad Max, and there's a lot more Apocalypse material coming on this channel. I'm going to finish this off with one negative. Charlize Theron. In the trailer, we saw her on her knees, kneeling down, yelling, you know, the sand is blowing. As far as the cinematography, it's a gorgeous shot. But it's an eyesore because the shot comes right after another shot, a dusty, dirty area, all the same. But it just looks like a completely different place. And I kind of got that feeling that scene was coming up from the trailer. As you're watching it, this setup is similar. And then I noticed that she starts backing away. And it looked like she was walking off or off camera or off the set and onto another set. It just stood out way too much. They needed something because I tell you what, it's a gorgeous shot, but it's an eyesore because it doesn't have a smooth transition from the scene right before that to that scene. And I tell you what, for that being a negative, I'm really digging deep here for negatives. I absolutely love this movie. It's been a long time since I've ever wanted to go back into the theater and watch a movie for the second time. Alright, that's the end of it. If you haven't seen Mad Max, do not go down in the comment box because there will be a shit ton of spoilers. And if you have seen Mad Max, meet me in the comment box and let's talk about it. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.